We've officially made it to 2022, so let's talk about my most anticipated movies of this upcoming year. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben. On this channel, I love to talk about movies and TV, and if you also love to talk about movies and TV, or just love to be on the ride with me, consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Basically, for this video, I'm going to be talking about all the movies that I'm really excited for, movies that I'm highly anticipating, smaller movies that I think could be really good as well. 2022 is lining up to be a fantastic year for movies, big blockbusters. Then you have your smaller movies, like I said, so I'm just excited to talk about them all. With that being said, let's start with our honorable mentions. At 15, we have Elvis, which is from Baz Luhrmann, who is a guy that I've actually never seen any one of his movies before. I'm a sucker for good biopics. It has Austin Butler playing Elvis Presley himself, and it has Tom Hanks, so you can't go wrong with that. We recently just got a little teaser trailer, and it looks to be a pretty solid movie. I love it when they give us little teases, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. At 14, we have Creed 3. This time, this one is coming from Michael B. Jordan in his director's chair, as well as starring once again. It's the third installment in the Creed franchise. We now have a trilogy of these movies. The Creed movies are fantastic. The first one is just great. I thought the second one was really solid as well, and Rocky movies are just all around awesome movies. At 13, Don't Worry Darling from Olivia Wilde. The cast in this movie is absolutely stacked. You got Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, Olivia Wilde herself. The plot synopsis is a housewife living in the utopian community in the California desert uncovering a disturbing truth about her seemingly perfect life. That sounds like it could be a really solid thriller almost. At 12, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. The first Spider-Verse was a fantastic animated movie. It's one of the best of all time, really. It was just announced that this is going to be a two-parter, so it should be like a big epic. The animation alone in these movies is exciting enough to actually see the movie. And then finally at number 11, She Said. This movie tells a story about how the bombshell broke with Harvey Weinstein. It has Carey Mulligan in the lead as well as Zoe Kazan. This is the one that seems like the biggest Oscar contender, and I love movies about scandals breaking and just like the stuff leading up to it, and I'm excited for it. But at number 10, Super Mario Bros. Who would have thought this movie would be in my top 10 most anticipated movies of the year? The cast is absolutely stacked. Granted, you have Chris Pratt, who got a lot of hate for he's the only guy that people like to voice in their movies. But Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Seth Rogen, need I go on? I'm really just excited to see the first look of this movie. I'm excited to see how the animation is. It's from Illumination, so it could be kind of dumb. But I used to love playing the Mario Brothers games when I was younger on the Wii, so I'm looking forward to this. At number 9, we have The Black Phone. I was not anticipating this movie at all. I didn't even know it existed until I saw the first trailer, and that trailer looked very creepy, and this could be another kind of like mystery movie with horror elements. Like I said, I'm a sucker for thrillers. It has some good buzz so far. It's got a good Metacritic score. It unfortunately did get delayed a couple months, so I will have to wait a little bit longer, but I think this could be another really good movie from Blumhouse. At number 8, Babylon. This movie is directed by Damien Chazelle, who is, if you don't know, famous for Whiplash, La La Land, First Man. He has some fantastic movies, and La La Land and Whiplash are some of the best movies really of the past decade, and I love them. The cast here as well: Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, come on, at least just that, Samara Weaving, and Tobey Maguire. I mean, that is stacked. This could be another Oscar contender. I hope it'll be like a little bit of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Maybe it might be a little bit of Mank. It's set in Hollywood during the transition from silent film to talkies, focusing on a mixture of historical and fictional characters. That sounds fascinating, and I'm hyped for this movie. At number 7, Nope from Jordan Peele. After Get Out, you have to watch any movie that this guy is going to make. Jordan Peele is a master at horror and thriller, making all that with drama as well. You got some comedy elements. I haven't seen Us, but I am still looking forward to this movie. It could be another fantastic horror drama, like I said. We literally know nothing about this movie. There's no plot synopsis. The cast is stacked once again. Jordan Peele just lines up his movies with fantastic actors. Steven Yeun, Daniel Kaluuya. In Jordan Peele, we trust. At number 6, one of the MCU movies coming out next year, Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor Ragnarok was such a big surprise. Taika Waititi's returning once again in the director's chair. He's also writing the movie, so it should have the same jokes from Thor Ragnarok. Christian Bale is going to be the villain, so that's great already. It should have the Guardians of the Galaxy in it as well. And then Natalie Portman is coming back. She's going to be Lady Thor. That should be awesome. But before we get into the top 5, make sure to let me know down below what movies are you most anticipating for the next year. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of definite similar picks. The movies coming out next year are going to be stacked. So let's just talk about all of that and more down below. At number 5, The Fablemans, coming to us from Steven Spielberg. This movie is going to be loosely based on his childhood, and that alone sounds phenomenal. Yet again, another movie with an awesome cast. Paul Dano, Seth Rogen, Michelle Williams. After West Side Story, it is proven that Steven Spielberg still has it. Steven Spielberg is one of the GOATs. He's one of my favorite people working in the industry, so anything that he does, I will be there opening day. At number 4, The Flash. The little minute-long teaser that we got just about 2 months ago at DC Fandom make this movie look fantastic. I used to love The Flash TV show, and I really do enjoy this character. Plus, Michael Keaton is returning as Batman. How can you not be excited for that? Looks like they're going to change some things with the DCEU, so I don't know where it's going to go going forward, but with this movie, I'm still excited. But now we have the top 3. At number 3, Lightyear. I remember at the Disney Plus Day back in 2020, I screamed when Chris Evans got announced as Buzz Lightyear. Then flash forward, you got the trailer that just came out 2 months ago or so. That trailer looked awesome. It was just a little teaser. We didn't get too much. We know that it's going to be about the guy who is Buzz Lightyear, not the toy. It's about the guy that inspired the toy, and this is shaping up to be a very intriguing space adventure. I mean, the Toy Story movies are some of the best animated movies ever, so another Toy Story movie, and it's not a continuation of those movies, that should be really good. Our runner-up is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, I'm so hyped for this movie, especially with that trailer that we got at the end credits of No Way Home. This looks amazing. Sam Raimi is returning to the superhero genre once again. He's back with Marvel. He's going to give us a dark, twisted look, hopefully, at Doctor Strange. Wanda Maximoff is one of my favorite characters in the MCU, and I love Elizabeth Olsen, so sign me up for that alone. The trailer looks very dark and eerie, and I just want a new approach to the MCU. Maybe we'll get a horror movie. That's what it's shaping up to be, supposedly. I loved it when the MCU took a different route with WandaVision, so if they're going to take a new route with Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I'm here for it. But at number 1, come on, the movie that we're all anticipating, you can't lie, The Batman. Batman is my favorite DC hero of all time. I adore his character. The Dark Knight trilogy, especially The Dark Knight, those are some of my favorite comic book movies. The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies ever. So that's really how much I love Batman, and I love that we're getting a new take. This is going to be like a little bit of Seven. Matt Reeves is in the director's chair. He's taking a newer route with the character. We're going to get a little bit more of the detective side of Batman. It looks like we're getting a more very serious take at the Riddler, which should be really good. Just like, say, Seven, I think we're going to get a more unhinged Riddler that's going to totally mess with us. So that's a messed up character, and I'm glad that they're taking a bit of a darker route with it. The trailers that we've gotten for this movie are some of the best trailers we've seen in years. Doesn't give too much away, just gives us exactly what we want to see in a Batman movie, and that is just incredible. I am ready to see this movie again and again and again. But those are my most anticipated movies of this upcoming year. Make sure to let me know down below what movies are you anticipating most. I can't wait to continue talking about movies and TV with you guys in the upcoming year. And if you are excited to do that as well, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that notification bell to get notified whenever new videos like this go live. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my favorite movies from 2021. And thank you again so much for watching this video. My name is Ben, people call me Meter, and I'll see you guys in the next one.